guys, it is Erin or Gimme Yarn 418 and I am here with TGIF. Thank God it's finished. I have quite a bit to show you. I meant to record last Friday, but things just happened, not bad things. And with the holidays, we celebrated on Christmas, Kristen and I, and then we celebrated with her family on Sunday, so everything's a bit off schedule. So why don't we just jump right into it. First I'll show you my finished objects. Oops, I have notes again this week. The first thing I have to show you is pay for a pattern on Ravelry. All patterns can be found on my Ravelry page, where I am Gimme Yarn 418. This is called the Winter Blues hat, and I've done two versions of it. I've done one for myself that is edited, and I've done one for a cousin, which is not edited. I'm going to warn you up front. Anybody can see the edited one and no one will be offended, I don't think. But when I show the unedited one, if you have small children that can read, you might want to ask them to look away or fast forward or whatnot. So first I made one for myself. This is made out of Knit Picks Wool of the Andes Superwash Sport. This is for myself, and it says, whoops, it is too flipping cold. Kind of like I say it's so stinking cute. It's too flipping cold. And first I want to thank Bruno for giving me a transcontinental stranded knitting lesson. And I love how it turned out. And the one for my cousin, which if you have small children or someone that's easily offended or you're easily offended, I would suggest you fast forward about 20 seconds or so. So, are you ready? This is the unedited version. And this one says, it is so effing, with the real world word, cold outside. And this one is for my cousin. I think this hat is hilarious, but I personally don't think I could walk around with that on my head, although it does come out of my mouth quite a bit. So that is all the PG-13 or R-rated content for the podcast. Oh, do you like my mug? This is from Mia for Christmas. I think it's really cute. So moving right along, I'm going to insert a photo here. I finished a photo prop set for a friend's sister is having a baby. It's pay for a pattern on Ravelry. Again, it's linked on my Ravelry page, and I will insert a picture of that here. So that was called the Hatching Turtle Cuddle set, I believe, and it's a super easy and quick crochet project. It's done with super bulky yarn. I used Lion Brand Hometown. Anytime I'm making something for a non-knitter or somebody that I don't know how they will care for things, or for a child, I always use a washable easy care yarn. That's why I'll show mine because it's edited. On this hat, I used the super wash, so then my cousin, I can throw it in the wash and I don't have to worry that she's going to throw it in the dryer and it'll come out for a Barbie doll. I got a bunch of flyaways. The next thing I have listed is not an FO. It's a whip. The next thing I finished is my super secret project, and I have already posted a video of Kristen opening this, but I'm going to insert a picture here. I made an Apple computer quilt with the Apple logo, both the retro Apple logo with all the colors and the newer Apple logo that is all white. And that pattern can be found on fandomandstitches.com. It's a free paper piecing pattern. I learned through this project that I am not now, nor will I probably ever be, a quilter. But that being said, I am very pleased with the results, and I got more of a reaction out of Kristen, and she was so much more excited than I ever could have even hoped for. So I will insert a picture of her with that. And my final two finished objects are both sewing. someone I know got a sewing machine for Christmas, and I had a Skype session with them to make a project bag just so I could kind of help them along. Turns out they didn't need me. They knew exactly what they were doing. So this is the project bag we made. This is a free pattern off of a blog, which I will find it and I will link it in the notes below. It is a square bottom bag. There is no interfacing in it, but it's perfect for a pair of socks. And then without a pattern, just kind of winging it and using my own math. Dewey's gonna have to move. Say hi, Dewey. I wanted to make a bag that would complement a print that I have. So I made this bag for myself. I think this is a Michael Miller or Robert Kaufman. I don't know if it has dog hair all over it. I should have taken care of that first. I made this bag for myself. I think it's a Robert Kaufman. If it's not Robert Kaufman, it's Michael Miller. But I got this print a while ago, knowing I wanted to make a picture for myself, because this is pretty much my kitchen, with the exception of the refrigerator. This is pretty much my kitchen. And then lining it is this print, which is also my kitchen. My kitchen is avocado green, not yellow, so this is more my kitchen. It's not reversible because the drawstring is on the inside if you use it this way. But where is it? Where is it? See this here? Nope, not there. This here? That's actually what my sink looks like. So it's really cool. And that was my Christmas gift to myself. Because as you know, I am not purchasing. I'm on a spending freeze, which is fine. Where are my notes? I lost my notes. Okay, so now I'm going to show you an epic failure. Let's get a sock blocker out here. Moving on to works in progress. You remember I've been knitting a sock forever, and it only got put on the back burner because I was doing a whole bunch of Christmas knitting, order knitting, crocheting, stuff like that. And that is the circuit sock. Kristen named it the circuit sock, with the fish lips kiss heel and the 3x1 rib throughout the sock. And this is out of, I don't know if I still have the tag. I think I do. String Theory, Colorworks, and Continuum, and the color is Resistor, which is not on here anymore. Anyway, the color, yeah, it's Resistor. Great, love this sock, awesome. I knit almost the entire second sock. And then I noticed something was a little off, so I'm going to insert a picture here of what it looked like before I ripped it out. So, did you pick up on what was wrong there? This sock is knit in 3x1 rib. That sock was knit in 2x2 rib, which made them drastically different, and it would have driven me bananas. So, do you want to see how much of this sock I have done? The cast on. And I only cast back on right away so that I could make sure that the stripes would line up and I started in the right spot. But it was just disappointing. But as soon as I finish the bigger project that I'm working on now, that is my next thing to be finished. That and another work in progress is Molly's sweater, which has got no attention whatsoever. Those are my next two things to finish up. I also started a hat, which I think I had mentioned before that I was going to knit. I don't think I've gotten very far. I'm knitting it out of Lion Brand 100% Superwash Merino in the color, that's the lot. I don't know if it has a color. The color Peony and Night Sky. And this is, I think it's called the Little Scallops hat. I will get this up on Ravelry very soon. So the pink is going to be the scallops at the bottom, and the remainder of the hat will be black. Can you see it? Can you dig it? I'm a goof. And that's a sport weight yarn. This is knit on size 2 needles, tiny needles. It's actually 2 and 2.5. I'm knitting the brim, is it the brim? The ribbing on size 2, and the rest of the hat I'm going to knit on size 2.5 or 3.5 millimeter needles. I haven't finished my Christmas ornament, the heart ornament, but I'm going to be knitting on those. Ooh, my foot's asleep, I'm going to try and knit on those all year long. Eek! Because they're a lot of fun. I just have had other stuff going on. And I was free from Christmas knitting, so I was so excited. My last work in progress, you haven't seen in a long, long time, and that is the owl cardigan inspired by Ginny. And I've had a bit of progress, and quite a bit of progress with this, and I've had a lot of trials and tribulations. However, I'm having the greatest time knitting it. I will tell you, I picked it back up on Christmas Eve, knit a little bit on it. First trial and tribulation of the Ginny sweater was I had taken the needle tips off, hadn't put stoppers on the cable, and all my stitches were off the needle, which is fine in stockinette, but when you have lace and you don't know what the heck you're doing in the lace, yeah, that was challenging. But when I picked this back up, I had this much knit. Let's see if I can show it a little better where the doohickey is. I had knit to where the doohickey is. Oh, the owls look so much better when I see it on screen. When I'm looking at it close up, it just looks like kind of vomit. But when you see it far away, it looks so much better. I have, since then, finished the main body of the sweater, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a good picture of this. Knit both of the sleeves and joined them to the rest of the cardigan. So I've knit all this and the 2 sleeves. Now, I'm not sure if you remember, because it's been a long time since I knit on this. This is going to look so funny. This cardigan is worked back and forth. I despise purling. I'm fine if I purl for a few stitches and then knit a few stitches, but when I have to purl endlessly, I'm not a happy camper. So I am going to steek this sweater. And right where this doohickey is where I will cut my steek. And fingers crossed, this will turn into a cardigan. The best part is that I had to put in some short rows for bust increases. Because I wanted it to be a roomy sweater, I added a couple extra bust decreases because this is more of a form-fitting sweater. So I had to leave an opening there and then start in the round again above that. So this is probably the most editing, or the most editing I've ever done to a knitting pattern. I don't consider myself that skilled when it comes to knitting. If I have a pattern, I can follow the pattern, but beyond that, I'm pretty much a chicken. I'm on the yoke now. I'm hoping to finish the yoke within the next 3 days, and then this weekend I will cut my sweater, which I promise will be done on video. I'm honestly not that concerned about it. I know steeking is typically done in color work, but this is 100% wool. It's Vermont wool. It's from the farm up the road. And I gave myself 5 stitches on each side of the steek. When you have to rip this back, it's next to impossible to get it to come apart. So I think it's going to be fine. I'm not concerned. I'm more concerned with how I will finish off the steek so that it's not just hanging out there. Oh, that's all my works in progress. I have done some spinning. I've been spinning Friends in Fiber in the Bollywood color. You like that, Molly? You can see how much I paid for it. $10. I got this at Vermont Sheep and Wool. And I have spun 2 ounces of it. And I'm getting better and worse and better and worse. But there you go. You can see, up on the... I'm going to do a 2-ply just because that's what I'm most comfortable with so far. I do have some, not handy, left over from the last thing I spun that I'm going to attempt, practicing Navajo plying. So I can see, I love the look of Navajo plying. It's very intimidating to me. What are you eating, Molly? Great. She found some wrapping paper. Molly loves wrapping paper. And I lost my notes. So that's that. And another thing for Henrietta. Henrietta got a Christmas present. And that was some sheep for her wheel. So that when I'm spinning the singles, the white sheep chase the black sheep. And when I'm plying, they go backwards. So that I can remember, and I was teaching one of our nieces, Leia, I was teaching her a little bit about the wheel, and it was helpful to know, the sheep need to come towards me. So, yes, I'm rambly. Future projects. I'm going to show them to you. I'm going to do future projects and thank yous all together. The first thing I need to knit it won't, is this for a friend of ours. It's called the Cowl Neck Poncho, and it's on Craftsy. I don't know if it's on Ravelry also. Like that, that's skills. I will be knitting Scrappy Lad, or Funko Boy, or Smell Great Guy. Ross sent me this pattern for Christmas. And Bruno sent me this pattern for Christmas, which I already have the yarn for, which might be my next sweater. Sorry for the glare. Sarah S.E. Hepworth sent me Getty Spaghetti and Meatballs, and Meatball. So that'll be up soon. And Ken of the Turbo Knitter podcast sent me Zuzu's petals. All pay for patterns on Ravelry. So those are what I have coming up next for future, what I want to work on in the future. And I also want to, I was going to show you that also. I want to knit the fruit stripe gum socks. Will be my next pair of socks. And I will be knitting, waiting for it to load, the baby doll knit pattern by Amy Gaines. It's another pay for pattern. I would like to knit 1 or 2 of these for my new niece. It's almost dinner time, and I should have planned this better because now everybody's going bananas. And also I want to spin. I am falling in love with spinning because things are actually, I feel like I'm getting a little bit better and I feel like a little more comfortable and like I know what I'm doing. So I'm so excited for that, and I have a fairly decent stash of fiber. Stash enhancements, I have 0. As you all know, I will not be purchasing anything and no yarn or project bags until July 1st, and no fabric or pattern books until at least April 15th. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm already planning out all projects and it's going to be great. 2 last miscellaneous things and then introductions. I will be filming a 2014 knitting and crocheting, spinning, crafting goals video probably tomorrow. I have to finalize them with myself. we'll see what happens. I do know one of them is going to be 14 pair of socks. I didn't knit very many socks this year. At least I don't feel like I did. And I'd like to knit more. So 14 pair of socks. And the last thing is, I just showed you the Zuzu Petals shawl that not Harold. Why did I say Harold? Ken, the turbo knitter, sent me, and I want to knit that. I've never knit a shawl successfully. I've never finished a shawl, I should say. I've attempted. But I really want to knit that one, and I am going to knit that out of, I'm hoping this will work. Oh, it does have wool in it. This should be perfect. Out of King Cole Riot, which Sarah S.E. Hepworth sent me. And I'm looking forward to it. I like the look of that shawl. It's not too big. It looks fairly simple. I'm not much of a shawl person, but I think they're beautiful, and I want to knit it just to knit something beautiful. And I'm sure eventually I will find someone that it's perfect for. So that being said, I want to invite all of you to knit along with me. And what we're going to knit along is, or crochet, we're going to do a knit along for a shawl. And the knit along is going to run from January 1st, 2014, so you can cast on as soon as the ball drops, until February 15th of 2014. No, we'll do till Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2014. 2/14/14. Yeah, that's good. And then on the 15th, I will draw for prizes, and yeah, I think I'll do two prizes. Two prizes either from my stash or a gifted pattern, or maybe I'll make you a bag. Who knows? Memer, I'm almost done, honey. So maybe with your encouragement, I will actually finish this shawl. So you can knit any shawl you want, pay for or not. I'm going to say you can knit or crochet two. Two will be the limit, so you can have a maximum of 2 entries. And this is what I'll be knitting. I believe Ken is going to knit along also, and that's it. So, last but not least, we have introductions. And here we go. From on the Facebook, not the Facebook, the Ravelry group, the following people have introduced themselves. QZ's Creations, which I think is Susie QZ here on YouTube. Crystal GG, Grandma Donna Jean, Crochet Lover 71, Debbie Do To You. Hi, Debbie. Debbie, it's always saying nice things about what I do. So, Critter Kid, and Binky Bean. So welcome everybody. If you haven't introduced yourself, go on over to the Ravelry page and introduce yourself, and I will say hello to you in the next TGIF video. And until then, I hope you choose to knit along with us or crochet along with us. And I hope you have a wonderful new year. And until next time, I'll talk to you later. Bye.